When you scroll through a contract, you will find several standard sections at the very end, often grouped under headings like miscellaneous or general terms. These are commonly referred to as boilerplate clauses. Because they look identical in almost every contract, many viewers assume they are just standard legal filler and skip reading them. This is a significant mistake. While boilerplate clauses may seem routine, they govern how the contract is interpreted, how disputes are handled, and how the agreement can be modified. If a dispute arises, these clauses can determine where you must resolve it, which state laws apply, and who pays the legal fees. Understanding how boilerplate clauses work is essential for consumers, freelancers, and small business owners. In this video, we will explain these standard clauses in plain English. You will learn how to identify the most important terms, understand their impact, and know what to check before signing. Let us examine the details. The first boilerplate clause you must verify is the Governing Law and Jurisdiction Clause. This section determines two critical things: which states' laws will be used to interpret the contract, and where any lawsuit or dispute resolution must take place. For example, a contract might state, "This agreement shall be governed by the laws of the state of New York, and any disputes shall be resolved in the courts of New York County." If you are a freelancer based in Texas, and your client is in New York, agreeing to this clause means that if they fail to pay you, you must hire a New York attorney and file your case in New York. The travel expenses and legal costs of resolving a dispute in a distant state can easily exceed the value of the contract itself, making it practically impossible to enforce your rights. Consistently try to negotiate for your local state laws and codes, or at least agree on a neutral state that is convenient for both parties. Another critical clause is the Integration Clause, sometimes called the Entire Agreement Clause. This clause states that the written contract contains the final and complete agreement between the parties and overrides any previous discussions, emails, or verbal promises. For example, if a salesperson verbally promises you a discount, but that discount is not written in the final contract, the integration clause makes the verbal promise legally meaningless. This is why you must ensure that every single promise, discount, or special condition you negotiated during discussions is written directly into the final document. You cannot rely on emails, phone calls, or texts once an integration clause is present. If it is not in the written contract, it does not exist in the eyes of the law. Review the final draft carefully to confirm that no agreed-upon terms were omitted before you place your signature on the page. The second boilerplate terms to check are the severability and modification clauses. A severability clause states that if a court finds one specific part of the contract to be invalid or unenforceable, the rest of the contract remains in effect. For example, if a non-compete clause in an employment agreement is ruled too broad and invalid under state law, the severability clause ensures that the confidentiality and payment terms in the rest of the contract still bind the parties. This prevents the entire agreement from collapsing due to a single legal error. The modification clause, on the other hand, determines how the contract can be changed. It typically states that any amendments must be made in writing and signed by both parties. This is crucial because it prevents one party from claiming that you verbally agreed to change the scope of work or the price. If they want to change the terms, they must document it, and you must sign it. A real-world example involves a consultant who agreed to a contract with a standard modification clause. During the project, the client sent a text message asking for extra tasks and verbally promised to pay more. When the consultant submitted the invoice, the client refused to pay the extra amount, pointing to the modification clause. Because the change was not in a signed written amendment, the court ruled the verbal agreement was invalid. This scenario illustrates the danger of relying on casual communications to amend a contract. Even if you have a good relationship with the client, you must follow the formal modification process outlined in the boilerplate. A simple one-page addendum signed by both parties is all it takes to make the change legally binding. Avoid skipping this step, as it is your only protection against disputes regarding verbal changes. To ensure your boilerplate clauses are fair and protective, you can follow a clear checklist during your final contract review. First, check the governing law and venue, and negotiate for local jurisdiction whenever possible. Second, confirm that the contract contains an entire agreement clause and verify that all prior verbal promises are written into the document. Third, verify that modification requires a signed written agreement. Fourth, check for an attorney's fees clause. In many jurisdictions, each party pays their own legal fees in a dispute unless the contract specifies that the prevailing party is entitled to recover their fees from the loser. A prevailing party clause can help you recover costs if you must enforce a clear payment breach. A quick diagnostic table can help you evaluate these terms. A protective boilerplate has local jurisdiction, written-only modifications, and prevailing party attorney's fees. A risky boilerplate has a distant venue, verbal modifications, and silent attorney's fees. By checking these final sections, you can ensure your agreement is secure. It is consistently wise to read the boilerplate with the same care as the pricing terms. This careful habit keeps your business operations safe and predictable. Although these clauses appear at the very end of the document, they act as the operating rules for the contract itself. They dictate how the document behaves when things go wrong. By understanding and customizing these rules to fit your needs, you prevent surprise jurisdictional battles and ensure that the written text represents the true and complete deal between you and the other party. Legal Basics Lab explains everyday legal concepts in simple language. It covers contracts, leases, small claims, workplace documents, consumer rights, and common legal terms so viewers can understand paperwork and common situations before they seek qualified help. This video is general legal education, not legal advice. No attorney-client relationship is created. Laws vary by jurisdiction, and paperwork requirements differ widely. Always consult a qualified attorney for advice regarding your specific legal matters.